We're going to look at making a banner for your Moodle today that looks a bit like this one. Okay, so what we need to do first is we're going to go up to File once we're in Photoshop and hit New, and we want to create a new banner. So we're going to make a banner that's 600 pixels wide by 140 pixels high, and the resolution for the web is usually around 72 pixels per inch. And once we've got that, we can click OK. So we've got here a nice brand new document which we're going to fill with our banner. Now, I downloaded from the web a little bit earlier a picture that I'm going to use as part of this tutorial to make my banner. It's a picture of a skull, which is going to be part of my banner. Now, I'm going to use the Move tool, which is this up here, and I'm going to click on the picture of the skull, and I'm going to bring it and drag it and put it on top of my banner. Right, I no longer need that one, so I'm going to get rid of that. Now you can see that that is just too big to use as part of my banner. It doesn't look very good. So what I'm going to use now is what we call the Transform tool. So I'm going to hit Apple T on my keyboard, and you can see the outline there of the images. Now if I hold down the Shift key, I can drag the corners in and it will stay proportional to the size. If I don't hold down the Shift key, I can then drag images proportional, so I can see the whole image, or if I wanted to use the whole thing across, but I could do the whole way. Okay, so that looks to be around about the right size, and I'll hit enter to apply that transformation, and there's my picture of the skull. Right, I want a little bit of colour in here now too, so the next thing I'm going to do is on my background layer. So I'm going to go back here and go to my background layer and click on my black background layer. So I'm working on it, and I'm going over here to the gradient tool. Okay, now on this little spot here is the gradient tool. There is also the paint bucket tool. If you click on it and hold it, you can switch between the two. So I've got the gradient tool up here. I've got which ones I want to use. I've selected the first one. Of course, that will use the two colours that I've selected down here in this section. So it'll be the dark blue and the dark grey. So I'm going to take my pointer and drag it across my picture, and that's going to fill that with a gradient. You can see it's going from a darker colour, sorry, the blue, so it's got the two blues there, and it's with a gradient fill. The next thing there I want to do is to put on some text. So I'm going to click on the text tool. You can see the cursor's changed again. I can then click on my picture. It will add a new layer, and I'm on the wrong layer, so I'm going to drag that and put it on the top. And I'm now going to type in my title. Some quick typing there. Now it hasn't quite gone on the page properly, so I can go back to my Move tool, and I can drag and drop around. Up here I have got my text formatting, so I can change the colour, and I could select, say, a grey colour or a red colour, depending upon what I want to use. So if I say I'll have that colour, that looks fine. Okay, I could change the font, I can change the way the font looks all through here, but that's pretty good. So I could say, okay, I'm pretty happy with that. I'll go up to save, so I'm going to save that, and I want to save it as a JPEG, and I'll give it a name, and hit OK, and OK again there. And that's it. I've now created my banner, and I can import that and put that on my Moodle page.